and welcome back to the Calvin Tobin Show. I'm your host, Calvin Tobin. Today we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Alright, all of this week it has been trade after trade and signing after signing, so it's hard on where to get started on how much has happened. But I will get started in baseball, and here's why. The Los Angeles Dodgers have signed two superstars, Max Scherzer and Trea Turner. Like, are you kidding me? How does an already potential all-star team as it is sign two more all-stars? Because at this point, based on who they have on their team, all around on the hitting spectrum, because the Dodgers have Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, Justin Turner, and now Trea Turner. And on the pitching side, you got Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, Trevor Bauer, and Max Scherzer. Like, that sounds a complete all-star team. Like, at this point, you should just give the Dodgers the trophy of the 2021 World Series, because no one has any shot at beating the LA Dodgers this year for how good they look, especially on paper. But who knows? It could be a complete surprise. Maybe somebody else somehow comes out on top. But as of right now, I would say the 2021 LA Dodgers are going to be the World Series champions when it's all said and done. But in the NL West, with the LA Dodgers, their competition in their division is trying to keep up. But it's a good thing, especially for the San Francisco Giants, because they do have the best record in baseball at 65-39, and they just signed Kris Bryant, so that's them stepping up on even higher level, and because based on how it looks right now, they have a good shot at having the best record in all of baseball when the season is done. And the Padres also signed Adam Frazier about a week ago, and he is the #1 hitter in baseball right now. So that division is going to be battling it out all season long for the rest of the season. And there's about 65 games left, and the NL West is about to be a different story after this trade deadline based on who they got so far. And a couple other big ones is Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo have been signed by the New York Yankees. And that might help them out a little bit, because now the Yankees have Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, and now another two All-Stars, Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo. And that might help them catch up a little bit in the AL East, because they're falling significantly behind, because they're about 15 games behind the Boston Red Sox and the LA Rays, because those two are battling it out for first place. And we're going to see whoever wins tonight between Boston and LA, or Boston and Tampa Bay. That will be the division leader after tonight on whoever wins, because right now the Boston Red Sox are 63-42, and the Tampa Bay Rays are 62-42. So who knows on what's going to happen in that game tonight. But now, speaking of possibly the biggest trade since last year of the Brooklyn Nets signing James Harden, is Russell Westbrook is now an LA Laker, and the Brooklyn Nets may have now met their complete match if the Brooklyn Nets are healthy, because the injury bug was biting them in and out all season long. And that's why they were unable to beat the Milwaukee Bucks, even though that series went 7 games and Kevin Durant could do all that he could, scoring back-to-back 48 points a game. 48 in Game 6 and 49 in Game 7. But if they are completely healthy, and let's just say, hypothetically for right now, that if the LA Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets go to the NBA Finals in 2021-22 season, it could be one of the best NBA Finals in NBA history, because you got 6 superstars on the same floor. That's that's almost impossible to see unless it's the All-Star game, because the LA Lakers now have LeBron, AD, and Brody, and the Brooklyn Nets have, as we already know, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and KD. Like, this would be a series for the ages. Now, if I had to say, that series would probably most likely go 7 games. But the biggest difference on, even if this was a series in the NBA Finals, the thing that is going to bite any of the teams is free throw shooting, because, especially for the Lakers, because their 3 best players, they're all shooting under 80%, and on the Brooklyn Nets, their 3 best players are shooting nearly above 85% for all 3 of them. So that would be the defining moment if that was the series. And now another big trade, the leading interception leader from last year in the NFL, Xavier Howard, has requested a trade from the Miami Dolphins, and has said, he put out an entire paragraph and said that he was outplaying his contract. Like, how? How are you, like, I get that you may have been, you got 10 interceptions and you had possibly your best year as a cornerback, and probably one of the best of all time, because it is very, very hard to beat 10 interceptions in one season, even for the Hall of Famers like Rod Woodson, Deion Sanders, Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, all those guys. Like, that is very hard to get 10 interceptions in one season, and Xavier Howard did that last year. But here's the thing, based on how you've played the last 2 to 3 years, and based on the new contract that Xavier Howard got in 5 years and $75 million total dollars, possibly getting it all, he is out of his mind if he thinks he has outplayed that contract. Xavier Howard is not that good. He had one tremendous season on getting 10 interceptions and being one of the top 5 quarterbacks last year, but he is out of his mind thinking that he has outplayed his contract. And I don't care if you had 12 interceptions or maybe even 15 interceptions last year. You cannot say you have outplayed a contract of $75 million. In my opinion, the only way you could possibly outplay your contract, even on a 5-year basis, you would have to average about 12 to 14 interceptions per year, along with being that type of dude that could shut off almost an entire side of the field, where players don't want to even throw to, or quarterbacks don't want to even throw to you at all whatsoever. So, like, I get that he wants to go to a playoff team because of how great he was, but he has not even remotely close, outplayed his contract. He had one outstanding year of 10 interceptions and being one of the top 3 best defense last year and allowing the fewest points, but absolutely not. He did not outplay his contract whatsoever out of the last 2 years. And now, the most exciting trade, this might be a bit exciting for Aaron Rodgers, is that Randall Cobb is now coming back to the Green Bay Packers. So now Aaron Rodgers has a second weapon to throw to other than Devontae Adams, who's now in the 99 club in Madden. Congratulations, second year in a row where he is the 99 club. Now, how far and how much better can this Green Bay offense be, especially for the potential last season in Green Bay for Aaron Rodgers? Can Randall Cobb be? And how much different will that offense look? Because now Robert Tonyan, he's looking like he could be a potential Pro Bowl tight end based on how he played last year. And we all know how great Davante Adams was last year and how he's been year in and year out since he's been with Green Bay. And now since Randall Cobb back, that may or may not launch them to a Super Bowl. I don't think so, but there's a chance where Aaron Rodgers plays for another NFC championship, but it's going to be very, very hard to beat Buffalo, the Ravens, Kansas City, or Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl or in the NFC Championship when Green Bay plays them, or if they ever play them again in those respective games. After that, I do think Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl window is completely closed based on how talented every other quarterback is, like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers' Super Bowl window is completely closed, but maybe Randall Cobb can possibly change that. But it's going to be a little bit hard since even with Green Bay, he was averaging between 400 and 600 yards per season and only had one 1,000-yard season in his career. It was back in 2014 when he had 1,287. All right, that's the end of the Calvin Tobin Show. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any sports, media, or news. And please follow me on Instagram at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports news whatsoever.